YouTube, hey, it's Casey Dim at TaxSaleAcademy.com. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. From time to time, people ask me, how do you sell your properties so fast? You sell them so quickly. Can you teach us? Well, today, I'm going to be talking about the fastest way to resell a tax deed property or even a tax lien. Now, not in every situation, but in most situations, the faster you roll your money over, the better. You can flip more properties, you can make more money faster, and you don't, of course, have those holding costs like interest and taxes and insurance and all that good stuff. And also, you don't miss out on other opportunities while your capital is tied up. So, in short, the fastest way to resell a property or even a lien is to have a pre-arranged buyer. Now, there's many different ways to do this, and it's a very detailed topic we go into in depth inside the Tax Law Academy, but here's the quick breakdown in 5 steps. Number 1, what you want to do is you want to start with just 1 or 2 properties if you're a brand new tax sale investor. Buy a couple properties that you think you might be able to find interested parties in, and you need to get them at a very, very deep discount. And here's the reason I say that. What you're going to do is once you acquire a couple of properties, you need to advertise them like crazy. Put them on every single website. Do everything you can to get the word out that your property is for sale. Get it in front of as much traffic as you possibly can, even if this means that you have to pay for some of that traffic by running ads and that kind of stuff. The idea here is to sell that property at a deep discount. And your margins are probably going to be pretty thin, but what you want to do is sell that property at a deep discount, advertise it at a deep discount so you generate as much interest as possible. You want people just coming out of the woodworks telling you that they want to buy that property. Now, obviously, you only have one of those properties. So what you want to do, you're probably going to sell that property to somebody. What you want to do is you want to ask every single other person, hey, listen, I'm sorry, I sold that property, but I'll probably have more properties just like it in the future. That's step 2. You want to start compiling a list of potential buyers for future properties. Now, obviously, they came out of the woodworks. They're so interested because the property is cheap and it's in a certain area, right? So you want to tell them, I'm going to have similar properties at similar price points in the future. Do you mind if I notify you? And most of the time, they'll be more than happy to give you their email address, their phone number, what other information that you plan on using to contact them, okay? So you're basically creating a list of potential buyers interested in similar properties. Number 3, what you want to do is segment that list. Break it off into a little bit of chunks based on those potential buyers' interest. This can be broken down in a number of different ways, maybe the types of properties, the areas that they're interested in. You can even break it down to their levels of intention. So if you have people that are like, I want to buy right now, like obviously they have higher intentions of buying than the person says, I'm just kind of browsing, right? So segment your list. Number 4, look for similar property types. Now, what I always tell people is the smaller your buyer's list, the more careful you need to be. You don't ever want to buy a piece of property because you have one person that says they're interested in it, right? Or maybe even 2 people. The more people that you have interested in a particular property type, the more reassurance that you have that you can sell it to somebody on that buyer's list. But if your buyer's list is small, make sure you can also sell that property on the retail market instead of just to one of those potentially interested buyers. You never want to rely on somebody, especially if it's just like 1 or 2 people. But buy properties that meet the desires of the people on that list. Then number 5, when you buy that property, simply contact them. It could be via email, maybe text message, maybe an automated phone call. There's all sorts of different ways that you can utilize technology to get the word out that you have purchased properties and now you're ready to sell them. Now, obviously, what you need to understand is that the properties that you're going to sell very, very quickly are often going to be very cheap. And typically, your margins are going to be a little bit thinner than selling the properties at retail rates. But that's okay because you're rolling the properties over so quickly. I've sold many properties within minutes of purchasing them utilizing this method, just sitting on my laptop, sending out an email, and then people tell me, hey, I want that property. You know, they submit a deposit and that kind of stuff. It's a very, very easy way to sell properties very quickly. Now, believe it or not, in some areas, when they use third-party auction companies, what they'll actually let you do is you can buy a property at the auction and pay for it, sell it in a few days, then you email or call the auction company, and as long as they have not prepared the DJ, say, listen, instead of deeding it to me, deed it directly to my buyer. Now, they'll probably charge another fee and that kind of stuff, but in a few very select areas, they actually allow this because they understand people sell these properties very, very quickly if they have the right strategies and the right processes in place. Now, a few notes. Obviously, in order to sell that property quickly, you don't have time for a suit and quiet title. You don't have time for a tax foreclosure certification. You don't have time for any of that stuff. So you're going to have to convey the title in its as-is fashion. So make sure from day number one, when you start marketing to get those targeted buyers, to get those potential buyers, that they understand the title is going to be sold as is, and make sure they completely understand what that means. And something else that we've already discussed is thin margins. Now, obviously, thin margins are okay because you're rolling your money over quickly, but the more buyers you have on your list, the more potential buyers, the thinner the margin gets more and more acceptable. So even if you only make 10 or 15%, but you have 15 people that you know for sure want to buy that property, it's okay because your money's going to be turned over that much faster, okay? But again, never rely on just one person. If somebody says, yes, I want that property, and you only have one person interested in a specific subdivision, if you can buy that property and sell it on the retail market, that's perfectly fine. But don't rely only on that interested party that says they want it, because a lot of people change their mind when it comes to pulling out their checkbooks and buying properties. Guys, this is a strategy that I've used for the bulk of my career to sell properties very, very quickly. It allows me to turn my money over much, much faster. I don't miss out on opportunity, and I have very minimal holding costs. Now, there's obviously situations where you want to hold properties much longer, but this is going to be a great strategy for you guys starting off with limited capital. Obviously, we have lots and lots of details on this and workshops on building your buyers list inside the Tax Law Academy. And for more information on investing in tax-defaulted real estate, including leveraging your buyers list and leveraging the internet traffic, head on over to taxlawacademy.com, click on join, and become a member of the Academy. And if you're not quite ready to join the Academy, go ahead and go to the same website, taxlawacademy.com, pick up your copy of the Tax Sale Playbook. The book itself is free, just help us cover shipping costs to get it from our warehouse to your front door, which is less than $5 if you're in the United States. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.